Hey everybody, this is Andrew. Today I want to show you how to build a basic responsive email. From the start, I want to say that I'm going to be building a 4-part series for this. First of all, we're going to tackle how to slice the images from a PSD. Then we're going to get into the code. We're going to go over some paddings, and then afterwards we're going to implement the responsive part of it using media queries, and lastly we're going to do some testing. So a couple things I want to mention first. There are quite a few ways to code an email. There are several variations of code that work on different email clients, but today I'm going to show you how to do it in a nested fashion. This means that we're going to have a parent table, and then we're going to nest a whole bunch of tables inside that. It is important to mention that in order to build this, you must have some prior knowledge of HTML and CSS, otherwise it might get a little confusing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look at the PSD. This is actually a PSD that I crafted from a bunch of images that I found online. I put some text on it, and I built this with a width of 600 pixels, which is kind of an industry standard at this point. What we're going to do is code this email as you see it here. We're going to do this big hero image right here, the logo, the text and such. Then we're going to convert it to mobile. So what's going to happen is that this main image here, or what we call hero, is going to shrink. Also this text area right here, and then these two images are going to stack on top of each other with the respective text. Also the disclaimer is going to shrink according to the screen size. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice this PSD real quick so I have the measurements, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so now that we have the measurements, I want to mention that I also have the images with higher resolution here. So I'm going to have the fries and patties. So I'm slicing here to know what are the sizes that I need to follow. And depending on the type of project that you're working on, this might vary also. So since this is a basic email, we're just going to need 4 images. That's going to be the logo, then the hero, the patties, and the fries. Alright, so that's all we need from Photoshop at this time. Let's go ahead and jump into Dreamweaver. Now a side note is you can code emails wherever you want. You could even do it in Notepad++, so you could do it in a text edit. It could be anywhere. But I gotta say personally that it is very helpful when you're working on Dreamweaver because you're gonna have the code on this side and then the design on the other side. So let's go ahead and set up the basic structure. This is the template that Dreamweaver provides whenever you create a new email. So when you hit Command N or Control N, I guess, if you're in a Windows, you're going to have the HTML, and you can just see the layout could be none. You select the type of doc type, and you don't attach any CSS, you just create it. Alright, so first things first, let me go ahead and title this. I'm going to call it Burger Planet. So once we have that, let's go and open the body tags. So the first thing I'm going to create is the parent table. So I could either create it tag by tag, but Dreamweaver has awesome features that allow me to create shortcuts here. So this is a shortcut to create a table. I'm going to say I don't want any rows or columns. I want the border thickness to be 0, cell padding 0, and also say cell spacing, it's going to be 0. So that's a basic table right there. So you can see border 0, cell spacing 0, cell padding 0. This is always important on email. Okay, so the first thing I want to create is going to be a table for the logo right here. I can use the Dreamweaver shortcut again. So here we go. Inside this table data, we have another table. And what we're going to do afterwards is stack the table rows on top of this. So here we're going to have the other table row. But we'll get to that in a second. So on this table, a couple things we need to take care of. First, we need to align its center on the table data, and we need to align its center on the table itself. Now inside here, we're going to create the image tag with another shortcut. Here we have it. And a couple of important things for email. We need to create a style and then display block. and also border is going to be 0. Okay, so as you can see right here, we already have the logo on the design here on the right. Oh, and by the way, let me just go ahead and center this right now. So align center. The main table, the table that contains everything, is going to be aligned to the center. So there you go. So now that we have the logo right there, as I said earlier, we're going to create the second table row right here with another TD. And inside it, guess what? Another table. And same thing right here. Align center and align center. On this table data right here, we're going to insert the hero. Perfect. And same thing as before, I just copy it from here. There you go. So as you can see, we already have our logo and our hero, but if you see here on the design, they have a little space between them. This is actually 18 pixels. So I'm going to modify it a little bit. As you can see here at the top, it has a little space as well. So for that, what I'm going to do is create a padding around the logo. It's actually pretty simple right here. I'm going to go to the table data that contains that table, as you can see it here. And to that, I'm going to add a style. And I'm going to add a padding top of 20 pixels and a padding bottom of another 20 pixels. Boom. So as you can see right here, the area that surrounds the logo now has a padding. This is getting on the way. Now has a padding right there, and that's going to show in the design. Let me go ahead and preview it real quick. And as you can see right here, we're going to have the hero image and the logo right there, nice and neat. So we can continue with the rest of the email. Okay, so I'm going to leave this part right here. I'm going to come back on part number 2, adding some text, some links, and also the 2 secondary images that are going to stack on top of each other. Thank you very much for watching.